Well, welcome to the 700 Club. Irma weakened to a tropical storm this morning. It hit Florida hard Sunday as a major hurricane more than 400 miles wide. Well, today people are just beginning to recover from this massive storm.
CBN's Operation Blessing was on the scene in Florida before Irma arrived, so it could be prepared to help those who need it. Gary Lane brings us the story from Ocala, Florida.
Irma made U.S. landfall Sunday morning as a Category 4 hurricane. It moved from the Florida Keys onto the Florida mainland, near Marco Island and Naples. Flooding from storm surge and spin-off tornadoes on both coasts were the greatest threats. And as Hurricane Irma moved in, tens of thousands of Floridians sought refuge in shelters like this one at a school in Ocala. Operation Blessing International's Bill Horan and David Darg wasted little time providing help to those who needed it. We caught up with them loading and delivering relief to evacuees sheltered at Vanguard High School.
This particular shelter is a high school that is a dog-friendly environment. So you got 1,100 people there, and there's probably 400 dogs. We identified ourselves, and he said, "Oh, Operation Blessing, I've seen your trucks out on 24th Street because we've got this warehouse we're standing in here." And we said, "Is there anything that you need at the shelter that you don't have? What do you need?" And he said, "What I really need is some snacks. If you got any snacks."
A lot of kids there.
Lots of kids, and even, you know, it's just...
I like snacks, don't you?
I do too. It may not be health food, but we all like snacks, and especially when you're, sleeping on the floor in a high school.
OBI also delivered cases of bottled drinking water and sugar-free Powerade. Troy Sanford is the principal of the high school.
It's a wonderful opportunity in order to make sure that they just can sit back and take a deep breath and relax and have that snack, have that bottle of water, have that Powerade.
Horan says Operation Blessing Strike Force is ready to deliver more extensive help later this week.
Once the storm comes and goes, and we can help send those trucks to those ministries that we have strong relationships with in the places that really need it the worst.
So Operation Blessing isn't waiting until Hurricane Irma passes to offer help to people in Florida. They're helping refugees, evacuees. They're actually living in schools and other shelters in the state. And then once the hurricane does pass, that's when the real work will begin.
Well, Gary Lane joins us now live from Orlando. Gary, what are the conditions there today?
Well, Gordon, here in Orlando, the wind has died down. Tropical force, I'd say wind gusts about 45, 50 miles per hour. But the real concern is North Florida, which is still getting hammered a bit, and also storm surge, and there have been some spin-off tornadoes as well. But it looks like the worst of this damage will be around Naples, Marco Island, and even possibly Fort Myers, where it came ashore. And but for the other parts of Florida, I think prayer worked. A lot of people were praying, and it looks like that had an effect because this storm could have been much, much worse.
Well, you're there with Operation Blessing. What are their plans for today and the rest of the week?
Well, they can't really go anywhere right now today because there's a curfew in place until about 6 p.m. So authorities are urging people to stay off the roads. They have to assess. Only emergency vehicles are allowed on the roadways. And that, I think in many places that ends around 6 p.m. So once that's over with, they can assess where the greatest needs are. They have a network of pastors in place throughout Florida and churches, and they know their communities, Gordon. They know where the greatest needs are. And OB has a strike force, many trucks already, 350,000 bottles of water, by the way, ready to go, and other supplies where needed. So we'll be bringing that to you later in the week.
All right, Gary, we look forward to it. Thank you. If you're a member of the 700 Club, that's your gifts and actions as we're preparing to provide hurricane relief to the people in Florida.